Alright, it's Wednesday, the 28th of April. Was it the third weekend of turkey season in Wisconsin? We're actually out on some public land right now. It's about 20 after 11. This is the first day of my 5-day weekend for turkey hunting. I hunted this morning a little bit. My cameraman didn't get it in town until almost 10 o'clock. But I hunted this morning, heard a bunch of gobbles, nothing was close. Had 3 hens come across the road into the field in front of me. And then as I was leaving, another hen came out of the woods. But didn't get any toms, anything to gobble close to us. So we decided to come out here, and we're on some public land right now. We're going to get to the top of this ridge, and it overlooks a big hardwood area. And we're going to give a few calls and see if we can't hear something gobble back. Hopefully the guy that we just met in the parking lot doesn't intercept whatever I called to. So we're going to keep going up the hill a little ways, and we'll give a few calls and see what happens. Good. Look at that. It's a pretty looking bird too.
Mm-hmm. That's all we're after.
Alright, we're just coming out to a spot to turkey hunt. And we stopped right about here. And they gave a call, and we heard a gobble up there. That pine tree straight at the end of this trail is where we were going to sit. So we backed off and set up back here a little bit. Didn't get a turkey to respond again, so I think that if it's a Tom or a Jake or whatever is henned up with a couple of hens, we're going to try and sneak up to that pine tree again. Hopefully he'd set up, and maybe we'll get something to come in. Well, it's been a good morning so far. Travis and I came out to my buddy's property, and we headed out behind this barn here, and there's a big field in the back. Where yesterday, before we left, we had one gobbling. He was responding to calls a little bit. Well, we got out early this morning. What time did we get in? Probably sitting down by 5. So we were in the woods a good half hour before it started getting light out. And it's, what time now? I don't have my watch.
6:20.
About 20 after 6. So we got out and got all nice and situated. It's, I bet you the temperature was, what, 43, 44, 45 degrees this morning?
Mm-hmm.
And it's windy. Probably 20 mile an hour winds. Well, gusts anyway. We got out, set up, put the decoys up, and was it 20 after 5? 5:28. We heard the first gobble. And then I waited for a little bit, and I gave a couple of clucks with the freak, and he started gobbling back. Well, there was more than one turkey in the trees over there. The turkeys were, I don't know, maybe 150 yards away from us. Well, we started yelping and gobbling back and forth. Well, then finally a hen decided to pipe up, and she started yelping between us and the toms. So we got cut off. But we were playing with them for a little bit after we got cut off. They were still gobbling back, but they're going back and forth in the woods, and they weren't coming out by the decoys at all. They were staying in the hardwoods. So I think we're gonna finish our little coffee here and go take a little drive, and then probably come back here in an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, and hopefully the birds will be freed up and maybe we can get them called in. Chris told me if I saw him to shoot him too. Damn it. Well, it's Friday, April 30th, 6:30 in the morning. We've been sitting here for probably about almost 2 hours now. A little over two. No, almost 2 hours. And we had a bird. Actually, we had 3 birds back here gobbling this morning. And they didn't. The one that flew out yesterday morning into the field didn't fly out. They flew back into the woods. So we were just sitting here nice and quiet, and the neighbor's 2 labs decided to come out into the field and run around. Well, while we were watching them, I happened to turn my head to the south, and a coyote came across the field and he hit our tracks, and I tried calling him to get him to come in and get a shot, but he wasn't really interested. So he took off the other way back to the east, walked to the north, and then they were bedded down over there waiting for the dogs to go back past, because I chased the dogs out of here. And as soon as the dogs got past and went back onto their property, the coyotes got up and took off, headed to the east again. So we're just gonna sit here, I think, for probably an hour or 2, at least. Seeing as how yesterday when we came out here at like 8:45 or 9 o'clock, there was a tom out in the field out here. So we're gonna keep the decoys out. Hopefully the rain will hold off for a while. Well, the rain's not so much a problem as the thunderstorms. If it starts storming, we're gonna have to shit and get, but I'm hoping the storms will hold off. I'm kind of watching the radar on my phone. So, you know, if it rains, we'll be okay. We'll sit tight for a while. But if it starts storming, we'll probably just grab our gear and head out. Maybe we'll just leave the blind behind, because I don't think the storms are going to last too long today if it does storm. So we'll try and get out a little bit after that if it storms. But Travis is planning on leaving around 1 or 2 today. So hopefully we can pluck one off before then. Otherwise I'm going to have to get my video camera out and try and videotape while I'm hunting. Which I've tried before and it doesn't work too well. But we'll see what happens. Here's a cameraman. Gotta get him on film at least once. Seeing as how he's not carrying a gun this year because somebody forgot to apply for a turkey tag. And then when they had them for sale, there weren't any for this unit for this week. So if he's gonna come back from Minnesota, he might as well come back and videotape, huh? See something out there? Other than that, we'll continue to videotape and watch the weather and see what happens. Flag is still up. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I bet you caught the scent of those coyotes. That's why the tail's up.
It's coming.
Looks like it might be a little buck. Can't tell though. Would they have knobs on their head yet?
Might.
Oh, there it goes. Got it? I hate it when those birds fucking shut up. Well, we just had another bird. We were being nice and quiet for probably an hour, hour and a half. Then I heard one gobble way off in the distance to the west. So I called a little bit. Then I got quiet and I just shut up for a little bit. And he started coming. Pretty good pace. Gobbling the whole way. That was probably half hour, 45 minutes ago now. And he got probably within 100 yards. And I stopped calling. I didn't want to call anymore. I wanted him to come find me. Well, I stopped calling and he got a little closer. We heard him clucking back here a couple of times. And now it's been going on 10, 15 minutes now. With no sound. We don't know where he went. We looked through the back of the blind. We couldn't see him. I don't know where he went. We've been looking up and down the field. He's not coming. So I think we're just gonna hang tight here for a little while. Hopefully he comes out. If not, hopefully at least we'll hear him and then I can try and call to him again. I just tried giving a couple clucks at my call and we didn't get any response. So we'll see what happens. Easy. The wind is blowing the camera, but if we keep moving, then you can't tell the difference. If I look frustrated, it's because I am. This is ridiculous. TV, but yet you get out here and birds don't act like that. We've had birds gobbling. We've had them coming into the calls. And yet we don't have a bird. We haven't seen them. All we've done is hear them. Yesterday we were driving in the truck and there was one off the side of the road in some old abandoned house's property, sitting in this nice little green patch of grass, strutting away 45 yards from my truck. There's a deer. Two of them. There's one there. Sure enough. Bastard, give me your binoculars quick.
One looks like a...
That one in the back
Buck.
looks like a buck.
One in the front looks like a buck, I thought.
The one in the back has got a bigger neck, bigger jaw.
Yeah, looks like he's got some bumps on his head. The one in the front, I think, definitely is a buck.
Yeah.
I think they both are.
They're good sized deer.
Yeah. Seem to be in a bit of a hurry.
See what happens? Every time we stop and do one of these things, we see wildlife. Every time. Take number 2. Well, both of those deer that we just saw look like they might have been bucks. They're moving somewhere in a hurry. Yeah. Well, they would have crossed our path on the way in. But, anyway, we had that one strutting 45 yards from my truck yesterday, and my truck, and nothing else even seemed to bother him. And now, out here, we can't get the freaking birds to come in. We just don't get it. What's your take on the situation?
Yeah, it's, that bear was gobbling, the whole time, and then just shut up and, I don't know where it went. When you think you got everything going the right way.
Like yesterday morning, we had them coming in, we got cut off by a hen down in the corner here. Now, I haven't heard any hens, but just because we didn't hear them doesn't mean they weren't here. That may very well be what just happened. We may have gotten cut off. I don't know. But we've got about just a little over an hour and we're going to be cutting out of here. So it's getting down to crunch time now. If anything, I'll be able to come out Sunday, but the camera won't be with me. Unless I have mine and can get it to work properly. So let's just kick back, relax, give a couple of calls, and maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah. This is why we like hunting. It's so predictable.
By the way, the ticks are pretty thick.
Yep. We're doing well this season.
Shit, they're 50 yards away.
I've been going. This is like, I don't know, it's got to go 5 years. I've had turkeys coming in, I haven't got shots. Last year, Travis got the one, and if I'd have had a gun in my hand, I'd have had another Tom. We're sitting here talking. All of a sudden, Travis goes, "Jakes, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun." As soon as I leaned forward to grab my gun, they were 10 yards out. Oh my God. I didn't even have time for adrenaline to start pumping, but it's flowing now.
How long has it been since we heard those?
I don't know. It's been at least
been
an
an
hour
hour.
since we heard those birds gobbling. And I'm getting a text right now. Must be from, nope, it's not a text, it's an email. I gotta tell Chris.
We finally got the kill shot on camera.
We've been trying to get a kill shot from either a deer, a turkey, whatever on camera for, well, it's gotta be 4 or 5 years now.
If I would have had a tag, the other one hopped up and, was right here.
I saw him hop up and stand around. I don't know where the hell he went, but we got a Jake down, and they were coming in. Their heads were red. They were
Yeah.
ready to fight.
They were going for a decoy there.
My hands are shaking.
I had to get the camera stuck in the ground because I was shaking. And it was just, we saw those deer 10, 15 minutes ago. We were just sitting here talking about, it's still flopping out there.
Look at, still smoking. I gotta get out there and stomp on his head because I'm not letting this son of a bitch get away like the last bird I shot. Man. You don't know how long it's been, baby. I've been waiting for a while. I'm still fired up. I'm stepping on his head because he's still twitching. And the last time I shot a Jake in Marathon by Travis's mom and dad's, I had him come in, I shot, knocked him down, went up to him. There was a nice puddle of blood around his head. Reached down to grab a foot, he jumps up and takes off. Got the gun up, I shot again, knocked him down, I go running after him. I shot him a third time. Just as I'm getting up to him, he gets up, takes off, heads across the road into some other property. I went and asked the neighbor because it's the property of a guy we used to bow hunt on his land. He said, "Yeah, go ahead and see if you can find it." Well, I looked around. I didn't find any blood. I didn't find any feathers. I didn't find the bird. And that was the last time I've taken a shot at a bird. That was probably 3 years ago. Last year I didn't get a shot off. Actually, it was 4 years ago because the year before that I didn't get a shot off either. Finally, it's changed. We got him, baby. We got him. Woo! Did I hit a decoy? I don't think I hit a decoy.
I don't think so.
I think they were over far enough.
Yeah. They're getting close though.
kind of flattened his head just now. That's a big jig.
Yeah, that's a good size jig.
I don't know, maybe 10 pounds, 12 pounds. Positioned here, we get a nice shot. Nice little jakey. There you have it.